So, liebe Leute, wir sind wieder hier zurück, wieder diesmal aus dem Bildschirm heraus und dann konnte ich euch einmal die Karte zeigen, denn das Event ist leider vorbei und ich konnte es nicht aufnehmen, liebe Leute, denn es war neuer und der Maxi musste schnell weg. Auf jeden Fall, liebe Leute, sind wir wieder zurück. Wir haben es ja hier beim letzten Mal geschafft, Gui und Guy hier in den Raids und ihren Battles hier zu bezwingen. Das war ein harter, dramatischer Fight, den wir gerade so überstanden haben und nun wird es natürlich spannend zu sehen, wie es im Tunguska Sanctuary Section 12 The One Clever Solution ausgeht, liebe Leute, ob wir die unbesiegbare Korean Sky of Darkness, die Bestie hier in ihrem Frühstadium hier besiegen können oder ob wir in ihr unterliegen. Hat unser guter Tag-Gang Wang noch ein Ass im Himmel? At first. At first there was a light, then heat, then the impact, and finally sound. The prayers of all the enemies that lived in the Tunguska woods, and the enormous roar of the sudden death that had engraved up in their souls, all mixed with the great airburst of the meteor that had fallen from space. Diffusion and condensation, implosion, traces of purity that bent and distorted the fabric of space-time. That was how this beast came into being. Its origin had no connection to either legend or history. It was the product of disaster, nature and prayers, agonized, screamed into the void. A nature spirit who had nothing to do with humanity despite possessing a natural spirit origin. The disaster that befalls this land also gave rise to a new life. Amid the flames, the newborn creature smiled wickedly in its hideous body. Its spirit origin, formed from screams and suffering, felt comfortable. They are the same. Annihilation by natural disaster and annihilation by pillaging. They are both the same. The beast that was born, smiling in the light, it couldn't help just how much it enjoyed itself. The cries of the animals as they were slaughtered by human hands were like rain washing dirt off its body. Humans didn't keep their promise ever. Animals always understood, even from birth, that they had to kill to survive and use whatever they killed to improve their lives. It was all in service of improving of what came before. Such was the order of the natural world, and the species that lasted the longest made use of the most lives. But humans forgot their promise, they forgot their responsibilities. They lived alongside the animals, but not for the prosperity of the species. Then why? Why was the ground drenched in blood? Why had so many species gone extinct? There was no answer. Of course there wasn't. Humans never had a purpose for doing what they did. The beast felt no anger, no grief. Its very spirit origin was born from a natural disaster. It would side with neither humans nor animals. But it was troubled by the unpleasant sense that something did not add up. Coexisting for happiness, not to flourish. Raising animals to share in the joy rather than to protect them. Affectionate and taming as animals, that love was inherently contradictory. In the natural world, love is what those who raise children feel. But the idea of raising something solely for the joy of it was alien to the beast, to me. And yet, you who wounded the earth, the only being to be born from the ashes of all those deaths, cursed beast, I doubt many will celebrate your birth. Still, you should at least have a name. Yaskaya. It felt like someone had given me a name, or maybe I'd simply named myself. Yaskaya. Janskaya. Koyanskaya. 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 That was when I understood these feelings I had were evil. They went against natural law. No living thing should have those feelings. Not even the beings they call gods could control feelings like these. These feelings must wrap every living thing born on this planet. Like a human who's killed by the animals they love. Like a god who rejected by the humans they love. I see. then I take that form. When the fourth position opened up in 2019, I was incinerated as their replacement. An affection taming was evil. Then I would follow those laws to their letter, evil creature that I am. I would take over for the God who was once denied that same love. I was born without a father, without a mother, lacking a father to inherit anything from, and a mother to be born from. I came into coexistence as a singular being. Why? Why else? To learn about a mother's love, true love? And yet, I had no mate. I was only one of my kind on this entire planet. So, I decided to take in children. I visited several lost belts, hypothetical worlds, and I collected monstrous children that would suit monsters like myself. The children I took in were incorporated into my tales, where they gave up their souls and their DNA. Of course they didn't do this by choice, they simply mimicked the story of the spirit ocean. The nine-tailed fox birthed countless creatures from its tails. That is how the monsters of Japan were born. It was the legend of another beast just like me. The fair-faced golden fox, the nine-tailed beast. I decided to follow Zig's example. I would obtain 9 tails and through them my 9 children. But I didn't want just to create creatures for my children. I would never accept animals from a world humans control. As a being, he refused anything to do with humanity. He refused to accept humanity at all. I knew that my children would have to be creatures that I didn't exist in human history. Hence the Lost Belts. Worlds far removed from humanity, dead even as they lived. Such monsters as could only survive in worlds like that would be my perfect children. Die Zwerge. My first. Die Riesen aus Lost Belt 2. My second. Die Kampfpanzer, den sie nur Leben eingetankt hat. My third. Ja, jetzt kommen die Wesen aus Lost Belt 4. My fourth. Und die Cerberus aus Lost Belt 5. Und die Moors aus Lost Belt 6. My sixth. I used the information I absorbed from them as a base to make all sorts of new lives. Before I knew it, I made the forest and rivers. I created a place where humans could never harm its inhabitants, a world where humans would never be born. No creature would need self-awareness, no will of their own. In a dog-eat-dog world, amid an endlessly repeating cycle of life, these animals would live and die and live and die and die, with nothing to get in their way. And then, one day, I would. Dann kam der große Wang. Also im Endeffekt eine Beschützerin der Tierwelt wollte sie hier sein. Sollte sie sein. Aber im Endeffekt löschte sie hier auch den Tieren ihr Wesen aus, damit sie eben in keinster Art und Weise die Menschen imitieren können. Huh. I can't do this. Xiu Bu Xiang. Sieht auf einmal deutlich eindrucksvoll aus. And now for my noble phantasm. Follow my lead, my mount. You got it. Wash away sin and gaze up in the sun. Come, three-headed dragon. Der kleine perverse Drache? Was ist denn da los? Smeg, Orange! These are the radiant flames of the cursed three-headed dragon. Now taste the fires of hell! Your turn, Taegong Wang. Activating all 84 inscription seals. Come to me, Scourge of the Gods. Come to me, my weapon of old. Let the sky open up. Come. Da Shen Bian. This is dissipating. That was Nikish using their strongest attack, and Taegong Wang doing the same, with an anti-beast cherry on top. Not even a beast can deflect so many powerful attacks. We need one more good hit, Chaldea, if you would. By my command spell. Die Black Power ist wieder unterwegs. Hit her with everything you've got. Huh. From above. Bunkerbolt, point blank shot. Ah, schade, Leute. Wieso haben sie da nicht die Black Barrel Cutscene gemacht? Nice smash, you nailed her right in the head. Too bad you didn't notice those tossing a mesh-covered beast. Nice of you to make the ceiling so high for us. Thank you for helping us out, everyone. Sieht aber auch ziemlich fit aus. The target's magical energy levels have dropped significantly, and I expect its production has returned to its normal size. Yep, I'm seeing that too. Not bad. A human form looks as the same as they did before, but the combat effectiveness is way down. And it looks like the first spatial erosion beast unknown for has stopped too. The mass of his production is, what? Still over 200,000 tons? That all sounds like good news. I guess that means the battle is over for now then. Well then, I'm gonna head back out of you guys. See you at Kalia. Right, see you later. Great job, everyone. We hung in there and we won. Yeah, won? My spirit core is still very much intact. All I've lost is some magic energy. The sheer hubris, trying to fight me as if it were some kind of spotting match. It's appalling. Especially since our little match is far from over. See? Too slow. And for the comet piece? Das spring up from the ground, not from the walls too. Ja, wir wurden echt gewarnt, dass das ganze Gebäude eine Waffe ist. Your actions are too slow, your instincts are too slow, your strategies are too slow, and above all, you were too slow to realize it was already too late. I count almost 1,000 comet beasts filling the hall. Countless guns and cannons designed explicitly for killing humans. This is bad, really bad. I do beg your pardon. These are both a hobby and authority as a beast. Neither weapon. Since I've been killed far more times than anyone else, I can use your human weapons better than you can. Her target is... Senpai! Give me a boost, Maxi. Hurry! Use a command spell without looking away. Ha! Besser, Damask! Are you alright, Master? I'm okay, thanks to Nikit. Nikiti. Nikit, you took all of the bullets yourself. My second armor Phantom is an armor conceptual weapon. Not that it's lasted very long against these bullets. But hey, I'm still alive. Nikit. Haha, that was quite the attack, alright? I can't believe you can use weapons better than humans can. Yeah, you have the right to call yourself an Eva of humanity. That's a bitterly ironic power. But the only thing is good for killing humans. It's not enough to bring down a rock spirit, especially one who was always closer to the nature of civilization. Certainly worked half as well on me. It's still pretty painful though. Oh, thanks. Well, this isn't great. I'm pretty sure I can't do that again. Not even with another command spell. I use magic energy on a healing spell. Save it for later. Don't worry about me. You're not out of the woods yet, you know. Tagong Wang, it's all up to you now. Nikit, don't worry, her spirit origin is fine. As she is, I'm sure she'll wake up soon. Mash, would you watch her for now? Yes, of course. Pardon me, Kernskaya. You get it right. Try anything funny, anything at all, and I separate your head from the shoulders. So I call this off, if you know what's good for you. Well. For the time being, it looked like Kernskaya had been neutralized. So far, so good. Of course, we're inside the reality marble now. She may very well die if we cut off her head. But what if she doesn't? She probably either summon an infinite number of Lostkin or an infinite number of large combat beasts will open fire on us. If she does, I can't be sure we'll be able to keep Lord Maxi safe this time. And if he dies, the chance of restoring proper human history dies with him. So, I have to do something before that happens. Just stay calm, Tagong Wang. Stay calm and activate your proof case. Town which Kernskaya Lost Beast was created a sanctuary in spite of hatred for humans. What in the world are you? Initiating remote contact with spirit with target's core. Success. Beginning real-time analysis. A Tupan sanctuary where wildlife flourish. And a hellish landscape full of bursting with loathing for humankind. They say that rarely mutables are windows into the user's souls, so this place must contain your heart's deepest secrets. So then, you must be. Do you think your ace in the hole will work? Absolutely. Tell me, Kernskaya, you're the one around whom this world revolves. Who are you truly? Who am I? Haven't I made it abundantly clear by now? A nine-tailed fox. No, you're not Daji Seto. I sense nothing of that Millennium Fox spirit within you. You're indeed a beast of evil of humanity. And you may look like the fairy-faced golden fox, but you're not her. So then, why are you a beast? Why did you choose this place? Why do you hate humans so much? Why are you who you are? And why? Why are you here? That's right. The question is, why here? Wieso da, wo der Tunguska-Unfall passiert ist? Why this place, which once sufficed a massive explosion? Why did you become a beast so proficient in killing humans? Why are you trying to become a nine-tailed fox like Daiji? Maybe Kernskaya and that explosion are connected somehow. Gotcha. Der Schmerz der Tiere, als sie gestorben sind. And times you direct your flames to slaughter, at times you offer recompense and resolution and extend the hand of contradictory affection. And I can see there's something you love too. Immer Maxi mit seiner Gönnerpose, wie er die Hand hinsteckt. Analyzer is complete. Retrieving spell, disengaging remote contact with target spirit core. Kernskaya, I'm going to ask you one more time. Did you come here from the sky? Oh, and what would you make to think that tourist? From the sky? No, let me be more precise. I know what you are. You're the power of the explosion that ravaged Tunguska 100 years ago. You're the lamentation of the animals who were wiped out that day. You're the screams and suffering of nature itself. You despair living creatures feel for sudden death. You are the cursed prayers and agonized howls that were burned into their place, Tunguska. All melded together to become a beast in flesh and form. That is who you are. Miss Tamanovich Koyanskaya. Ja, so halbwegs habe ich mir das ja, muss ich sagen, auch so zusammen interpretiert. Also wie gesagt, die Verkörperung des Schmerzes dieser ganzen Gegend, dieser ganzen Area, von allen Wesen, die hier existiert haben, die gestorben sind und natürlich das ganze Wildleben, die ganzen Tiere, die hier ebenfalls das Zeitliche gesegnet haben. Hier der Curse Price and Agonist, das hat man gerade. Der Tunguska Incident then. Do you mean she's a concept come to life? The iteration of the Tunguska Incident? No, I shouldn't be ruling that out. There have been other instances of concept becoming our beast, and besides, melding with concept is also said to be the hates of which Mace aspires. And even though it was a natural phenomenon, it was such a massive disaster that human history couldn't ignore it. Which means it becoming a ghostline isn't at all off the question. Yep, the director's right. We know for certain that Koyanskaya is a servant. The fact that she's an alter ego alone is proof of that. By definition, there are the aspects of existing heroic spirits. Of course, that's all assuming you're right, Tower Gong Wang. I'm guessing you have a good reason for your conclusion. Oh, you should say that. I reached this conclusion by examining her spirit origin and spirit core. I had to use a flinky spell to do it, for it to work. A lot of very particular conditions have to be met, but fortunately I managed to get it working. Though not without a few moments of changing worry. Incidentally, you were the one who gave me the last hint I needed, Lord Maxie. I don't remember doing anything like that. When did you cast a spell on me? Well, I say a spell, but it's technically feng shui, a sage art if you prefer. They can be quite tricky as they don't have the same extremely as Western magecraft, but if you can get them working, sometimes they can be just the thing. Suffice to say, they can do all sorts of handy things. Oh really? Like picking at a lady's secret? Exactly. It looks like it to nature. For example, I know. Miss Koyanskaya, you don't actually care about humankind one way or the other, do you? Huh? Hang on, that can't be right. We've far seen how cruel she can be, not to mention her obsession with statistically torturing humans. If she really didn't care about us one way or another, then why would she? Ah, but it's the very fact that she doesn't care that allows her to be an impersonal one dealing with us. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure she really does hate humankind, but not enough to go out of her way to eradicate them herself. At most, she just toys with us now and then, though her idea of fun does tend towards the bloody. Still, in the end, her interest tends only to enjoying the show as we eradicate it. And that's because, deep down, she honestly couldn't care less about us. Wait, Kurtzka, is she right? Go on, say something! Oh, Fox, cut your tongue. In the year 1908, a massive explosion occurred over the forest of Tunguska. With it came a blinding flash, intense heat, a massive impact, and many sudden deaths. I'm sure there were some animals who must have confused that explosion for gunfire, but it was in fact a simple natural disaster that claimed their lives. The deep-seated resentment for humans is essentially no more than a residual thought passed it on after the fact. The texture that's only skin deep. That's why you can't really get too invested in the eradication of humankind. One look at the biosphere is all that it takes to see what you truly want. That's right, there's something you value far more than eradicating humans. You figured it out too, right, Lord Maxie? I think it's exactly because you don't get along with humans that... I swear, the Counterforce was it? I saw records of it from the Seventh Singularity, but it's a truly irritating thing. I can't believe it was able to find a rock spirit that's perfectly suited to match me. Or maybe it's just that the sheer rarity is proper human history's greatest weapon. Indeed, I'm very sorry about that. We do have well over 10,000 years of history to work with. Suffice to say, our side has no shortage of experts and specialists for just about any situation you can think of. So, that was cheap. I clearly lost when I decided to go on the defense. Good grief, I suppose I have no one to blame but myself. It's all my fault for getting saddled with an extra curse and stopping to lick my wounds. If I really wanted to kill you all, I should have taken the initiative and gone after you myself. Oh well. Das war die einzige Person scheinbar, die sie wirklich respektiert hat. Nun gut, liebe Leute, ich würde nun sagen, bevor wir uns jetzt aber hier weiter in die Gedankenwelt der Koenska stürzen, machen wir nochmal einen kleinen Cut und beim nächsten Mal geht's weiter mit Let's Play Fate Grand Order. Vielen Dank und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.